I have lip gloss on. Hold up. BRB. Okay. Looks good to me. I just text one of my friends back real quick. Let me ask my mom to. Hey y'all, it's your girl Brii Renee, also known as Kbrezzy, and welcome back to another YouTube video. I've been gone for a total of, let's see, I know I've been gone for a while, so don't be mad, but you know, still getting the swing of things. I've been gone for 7 months. Or no, I lied. I've been gone for 1 month, and I've just been taking that month, just getting used to college and everything. As you guys know, I'm 18 now. My birthday recently just passed, so I'm 18 now, and I graduated high school, class of 2021, and I'm now currently a freshman in college studying business administration. So I've just been getting used to like waking up, going to classes, learning new things and stuff like that, and really just getting in the swing of everything. And now that I feel like the month is over of going back to school, I can kind of like put out content and have time to put out content. So I'm going to start filming more, hopefully every week, so I can have videos out every other week or every week. Trying to get very constant with my posting because it really isn't, but I'm going to attempt. Today's video is going to be on high school advice for high school students. I would like to say disclaimer before we get into all the stuff that I have on my thing. I've been through some stuff in my 4 years of high school, so I know a little bit. I got a little bit up my sleeve. So I did ask my friends for like their advice and like what they would tell or what they would fix when their 4 years of high school, they could go back and like their advice on things. So I do have a list of things that my friends said, and then I'm also going to throw like mine's in there as well, like my opinion on them and stuff, because a lot of things my friends said is a lot of things that I was going to say myself. So I'm just going to read through the list, tell you my opinion on it. If I have a situation that goes with that specific advice, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys my story on it. So it's kind of like a little story time plus an advice plus like things to do, things not to do, pretty much. So without further ado, let's just get into the first one. First one is make freshman year your best year grade-wise because the grades can haunt you your senior year. That is very true. Especially if you're a high school student planning on going to college that fall semester after. Definitely keep up with your grades from freshman to senior year. I am a victim of this personally because freshman year I slacked off because I was like, oh, it's high school, it's all about the parties and da-da-da. I went to probably like 2 parties and they was all sweet 16s. So There's not, high school is not what y'all see in the movies. There's no house parties unless you're really willing to go to them. I'm not a big party person, so I really was never at any of like the house parties and stuff. But stay on top of your grades because if you fail freshman year, Freshman year is kind of like the easy year. They try to like get you used to everything. So that's freshman year. Sophomore year is like a little bit harder than freshman year. Junior year is where they say, okay, you're about to graduate next year. Let's cram everything that you haven't learned yet into this one school year. And then senior year is kind of like keep your grades up, but also enjoy your last year as a high school student, because that's the only time you really get to live through that experience. My school didn't require this, but I know some schools do. At least I think this school does that I'm thinking about. If your school requires it, do your community service. I've never experienced it, but like community service is always like a good thing to have on your resume, such as like making sandwiches for the homeless and stuff like that, or like helping out, giving back to the community. So that's definitely a good thing to put on your resume. So if you have the chance to do community service, I would do it. I want to say I did, and I did do it, but I honestly can't remember. So if your school requires you to have community service, definitely find something you could do that could give back to your community. Fines. Pay them off as soon as possible. Do not wait. So at my school, it was $3 for an ID and a lanyard. I used to lose my keys, my IDs, uniforms. Like I used to lose everything. So me building up that fine did kind of haunt me my senior year. It came and right back and bit me in the tush. So I would definitely say, if you have fines, pay them as soon as you have the money. Don't put it off to like the end of the year, because then that's going to rack up and you're going to end up owing the school like $67, and it's ridiculous. So as soon as you get that fine, just the next week pay it off, especially if it's something simple like $3. Building bonds with teachers in higher grades or the grades that you are in, so that you already have a good relationship with them. This definitely works. Probably a lot of my teachers that I'm cool with are watching this. Build relationships with teachers, because if something goes wrong, especially family-wise, they do kind of have like that connection with you to be like, hey, here's a couple of days to finish this assignment, since I know you're going through some stuff and stuff like that. So definitely make friends with your teachers, because I'm not going to say they're going to boost your grades up in the grade book or nothing, but you always have somebody to go to if something's like going wrong or something. You feel like you could trust them. When you get to their class, they already know who you are, and you already have a good relationship with them, so you'll have a better learning experience, as well as pretty much they're like guidance counselors. Now this is weird, but it's true. Science labs are like the biggest grade out of all science classes, I believe. So when you get that science lab, work with people who you know are actually going to have the same work ethic as you, because working with somebody who's just going to make you do all the work is not fun, and it's going to put you in a stressful place. So always work with people who are willing to do their part, and make sure you get your labs in on time, because they are a big part of your grade as well. Participate in extracurricular activities like sports and clubs. Definitely, because that's like another good thing you could put on your resume. I know on my resume I had track and field, let's just say that. And at some point I'm not going to say like I was a captain of the track team, but usually they make all the seniors like the head of the track team. So I was a senior at the time last year, and I kind of like was like the lead way for like all the incoming freshmen who like need to learn how to use like certain things on the field and stuff. So I would always like help them and everything like that. So that's always something good to have in your resume, especially like your honor rolls, principal list, awards and stuff, things like that, because that shows your work ethic is very good. Try to make new friends, especially if you're an incoming freshman. Try to make new friends, but don't put yourself out there too much. So like have conversations with different people, get to fill out the vibe of the school that you're freshly going into. And definitely just don't go in there and just be like, hey, here's my life story, how about you? Because not everybody needs to know everything, because there's some people in high school that you could tell everything to, and they'll go and tell somebody else, and the next thing you know, there's a bunch of rumors going around the school, and it's just not fun. Rumors are not fun. They were never fun. People who spread rumors, they're terrible people. But keep to yourself, but don't keep to yourself, if that makes sense. Stay on top of your work. Always, I like to keep a planner. I never really used mine throughout high school, but I'm definitely now using one in college, and that's been helping me a lot. In high school, I used to miss a lot of assignments. It sounds so bad, but in high school, I used to miss a lot of assignments. And ever since I've had my planner in college, it's been a breeze for me to get everything done. So I highly recommend, if your school gives you an agenda, use it. If they don't, go buy you a planner from like Five Below, the dollar store, Walmart. Mine was like $5 from Walmart, so they're pretty cheap if you are good to go with one that's not like pink and pretty and all that stuff. So definitely get you a planner. This one's mainly for like kids who plan on going to like technical schools and stuff. Pick a career program that fits you the best. My school was a technical school, and I went for cosmetology. When I was a freshman, I was like, oh, makeup is what I want to do. I want to do makeup, like that's my thing. And then I was like, I don't like makeup. Sophomore year, I started getting into hair. Same thing with junior year. And then senior year, I was just kind of like, I don't really have nothing that really interests me in this field. But since I've made it this far, let's just see if I pass the state test. So pick something that you're really interested in. I mean, if I pass my state test, I still have to take it again. But if I pass my state test, I'm definitely going to go ahead and try to get into a shop just as like an extra job because it's more money. But pick something that you're going to actually enjoy. Relationships. Don't do it. Don't do it. At least, honestly, freshman year you're just getting in a relationship just to say you're in a relationship. And I feel like sophomore year, that's the same thing. Junior year, you're a little more mature to realize what you're doing. But I just kind of still feel like if you like someone and they ask you out, you're just going to say yes. I mean, that wasn't me in the case, but like that's just my thought when I look back on things now. I would personally, if I could go back and switch, I've had like 2 real relationships before the one that I'm in now. And if I could go back, I probably wouldn't do neither one of them because I know that school's more important. I need to focus on school because I feel like that's what took away from my time for focusing on school. So I wouldn't really get into a relationship. The relationship I'm in now with my boyfriend currently, I've been with him for almost a year next month, and we would have been dating since October of my senior year, so October 2020. And I guess like I was mature enough to know like don't put all that or don't try to do and like spend much time. You still have to go back home and like get your work done and everything. So make time for everything you have to do. Don't prioritize yourself on a relationship. Prioritize yourself on your schoolwork because that's what's gonna get you through the rest of your years. And then just like some self-motivation and like getting yourself together and everything. Focus on what you love. If you aspire to be a mathematician, do your work. If you aspire to be a cosmetologist, study, practice, do your work. Don't let nothing hold you back from what you want to achieve. Stand your ground. Don't let people walk over you because they will do that. Me, personally, I feel like I was too nice freshman and junior year, and all the people that like turned their back on me and like stabbed me in the back with a freaking knife, I was like, here's a second chance, like I feel like you can make it up, like just it's sorry, it's okay, like it's fine, I'm not really upset, here's another chance, let's be friends again or stuff like that. No, because if they do it to you once, they'll do it again, and then they do it to you again, they'll do it again. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. Fool me 3 times, peace signs low to chop. Yeah, y'all catch my drift. Have self-control, peer, not you can really say peer mediation, peer pressure. Don't let peer pressure get to you. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. Just say no. No means no. Seek guidance from whoever. Guidance counselors are there to help you. Don't be afraid to go ask questions even if you feel like they're dumb. I had a lot of trouble signing up for college because I was scared to talk to my counselor about me being wrong or asking stupid questions. And I've had a hard time this summer trying to sign up for my classes and like college and stuff like that. So when you have a question, talk to your counselors. I promise you they can answer that question for you. And this one's just funny to me, but it's true. Get dressed for gym. People complain about this all the time. Just get dressed. If you get dressed, you get an A. Like, you don't have to participate. As long as you're dressed in your gym clothes, you got an A for the day. Put your clothes on. You put clothes on every single day. What's the problem with doing it in a locker room, getting ready to go to gym? Just get dressed. Like, I've never understood that. Like, now that I think about it, to all the people who is like, oh, I'm not getting dressed for gym today. You're acting like putting clothes on is so hard. Like, you get dressed, you sit there, they take attendance, and then if you don't know how to play basketball, football, baseball, soccer, just don't do it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It makes me laugh so hard to this day because that really used to confuse me when people would say that at school. I'd be like, you're not getting dressed for gym today? And then they'll be like, no, but I have my uniform on me. So why aren't you getting dressed? Like, you're going to fail gym. And then gym is like a requirement now for graduation. So, like, why aren't you getting dressed? I don't get it. But that just was weird to me. But that is the end of my list. I wish I had more, but honestly, they all kind of put everything into perspective. So